Welcome to the Box of Inspirations, the place where you get the best for you and your business from successful people and entrepreneurs.
Hi, I'm Josh Pigford from Baremetrics, and so my tip or kind of thing that I like to talk to entrepreneurs about and kind of recommend or suggest is around the issue of starting. So a lot of questions that I get via email or even on other podcasts is how do you come up with the idea, or how do you you went from no business idea. How do you start a business and all of a sudden start growing it? Like other people wanted to try to replicate that in some fashion. And the reason that the sort of tip, I guess, is simple. And the way that you come up with ideas for businesses or an idea for some product to build is to start. So the biggest roadblock that I would say new entrepreneurs face is themselves and this idea that the thing that they're going to build is like their life's work. Like the idea, like they put that much pressure on themselves to come up with this idea that I've got to come up with something that's going to be huge and I'm going to make bank on, and I'll get millions of dollars off this idea, and it ends up being too much pressure, and you end up not thinking of anything, and you end up not starting on anything at all. So my tip here, my suggestion is to just pick something and start building it. If you don't know how to code, then learn how to code, even if it's really basic. You need some sort of tool set to let you sort of start knocking out ideas quickly, and that in itself puts you so far ahead of most people. Most people, just hang out on Reddit or Twitter and just kind of like poke around and throw up a landing page and then never do anything. And the key to get over that is to keep doing something. Keep doing something until you don't know how to do the next step. Teach yourself how to do the next step, and then keep going after that. And eventually, chances are, like that idea will be awful. You will probably, end up shutting it down a year or two later. But the things that you'll have learned and the people that you'll have met and hopefully some money that you've made, you can take to the next idea. And that was the case for Baremetrics. So, I for the past decade, I've been building stuff for the web, and Baremetrics exists solely because those previous ideas existed. Baremetrics was me scratching my own itch for a couple of other SaaS products I had. And if those other ideas had not existed, even though they didn't do great, Baremetrics sort of was birthed out of me needing the solution that I built. So that's sort of like the real world example there. But I mean, I think there were hundreds of things that preceded Baremetrics, and so it's not like, even those other things weren't successes on their own. They were a success in that they gave me sort of the stepping stone to the next thing. And so I think it's really important to just keep building stuff and then being honest with yourself when, like, okay, this idea I've seen this through. It's not great. There's better things I could be working on, and chances are you'll have ideas for new things after you've already started on these previous products. So that's my tip. That's my advice, is to start. Don't research stuff, because you can research stuff into the ground. Just start building stuff, and chances are that will lead to the next thing. So thanks for having me on. You can check out Baremetrics at baremetrics.io, or find me on Twitter at Spigford, SHPIGFORD, or shoot me an email, josh@baremetrics.io. And I think that does it for my tip. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for tuning in on today's episode. Head on over to boxofinspirations.com for full recaps and much more.